Hello, folks. So, in this video, I wanted to talk about fiber, right? So, I recently learned from Google Gemini AI. So, don't take my word for it or its word. You can probably go research, but I trust it and I understand the science. As in, the reasoning and whatnot that I read from it made sense. So, basically, I read about what is the problem with eating too much fiber. So, I made a different video on like how I ate too much fiber and end up having a lot of bloating and gas and farting and like a lot of pain in my abdomen because of the bloating. Uh, and also pain in abdomen causing, I think, lightheadedness probably, or stress anxiety causing that. um, I was basically reading about fiber in general recently, and the idea is when you eat too much fiber or when you generally uh, end up eating too much of anything that is new to you, right, to your body. Let's say in this case fiber, I think it kind of gets attuned to it and used to it only slowly. So I ended up eating too much fiber yesterday, though I don't eat so much fiber at once, and at once in the sense that at a time and also at once in a day, right? So I ate all in a few hours time, a lot of fiber, and what happened was uh, I think my body struggled to process all that fiber, and generally apparently fiber and even complex carbohydrates. I have to check if fiber and complex carbohydrates are related, but there are some carbohydrates called simple carbohydrates, like say simple sugars and whatnot, say processed refined sugar and all. And then there's complex carbohydrates like raw vegetables and all that, I guess, right? So not all raw vegetables, but I guess some raw vegetables, right? So fiber, complex carbohydrates are actually hard to digest for our body. So our I think our large intestine, or so there is two intestines we have: large intestine, small intestine. I think first the food goes to the small and then goes to the large. I forgot. But basically, the first intestine the food gets into, it is not able to break the food, right? If it's complex carbohydrate or stuff like fiber, and because of this, basically your body itself is not able to break it on its own. So it depends on other organisms. Basically, when it goes to the second intestine, I don't know which is first, which is second. Is it first large and then small, or small and then large? But I'll probably check that out. I forgot. But when it goes to the second intestine, when the food enters the second intestine, it has a lot of gut bacteria. It has a lot of bacteria, right? So I think gut refers to the whole intestines and all. So it has a lot of bacteria. I think more than the usual than the first intestine. The first intestine has enzymes, a lot of it, I think, which breaks down food, and the enzymes are part of your body, right? And the second intestine has bacteria, which are separate organisms. If your enzymes can't break down the food, your bacteria breaks down the food, your gut bacteria, and when it breaks down food, it produces gas, right, as a byproduct. And it, I mean, for it to get used to a lot of fiber, you need to slowly intake fiber, right? I took a lot of fiber at once, and in general, even if I eat less fiber, it's gonna actually, the bacteria is gonna break down the, fiber, the complex carbohydrate that I eat, and it's gonna form gas as a byproduct, and it's gonna cause gas to be present in my system, digestive system, right? Which is gonna cause bloating. Apparently, to avoid this, I think there are some ways, especially to avoid the odor, bad smell of the gas. There are some ways I forgot. But the idea is basically to attune yourself, attune your digestive system, and tune your digestive system by slowly giving it fiber so that your digestive system can slowly understand and get used to the fiber. And I think there will be less bloating accordingly. I don't know. I haven't tried it out. I've always been over enthusiastic and eaten more complex carbohydrates or more fiber and all, like yesterday. I don't think I've properly taken complex carbohydrates in like small amounts and whatnot, in say with gaps, with small meals and whatnot, small frequent or less frequent meals. Instead, it was like less gaps, small gaps, and big meals and whatnot. Anyways, big meals of raw food, more like that. not like cooked food. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, complex carbohydrates, but are great actually for your body, by the way, because the what do you say? Finally, when it gets broken down, the complex carbohydrates, after it's broken down, it gets absorbed by your body very slowly and in a sustained manner, and it will lead to sustained energy, right? Compared to say something like simple sugars, simple carbohydrates, which can get absorbed very easily, and your bacteria is not needed, another organism in your gut is not needed to break down the simple carbohydrates, so it won't produce gas and all. So it's funny, right? So I try to eat healthy and then it produces gas. But I think there are ways to ensure that this doesn't happen. I forgot about them. I think it's mostly about eating the fiber and complex carbohydrates slowly and steadily and not like all at once, so that your bacteria can get used to it. And you can ensure that it doesn't cause too much bloating all at once. And the food moves uh, smoothly in your digestive system, because if you take it all at once, it's gonna like congest it out, like too many things at in the same place and whatnot. So the food, the stool, basically poop, and all that can actually cause problems there. And like if it's all too much at once, then it can cause problems, right? And a lot of bloating and a lot of discomfort and a lot of pain in the abdomen and whatnot. uh, so, and of course a lot of farting, gas, right? So it's important to ensure that you don't take too much fiber all at once, is what I read, and don't take too much complex carbohydrates all at once, right? And apparently, so usually people say, right, to ensure that you don't constipate, you eat enough fiber and whatnot, like usually, right? And drink enough water. Apparently, just eating a lot of fiber will not help, because apparently fiber adds what do you say, substance, or adds bulk to the stool, is the term that Google Gemini used. Basically, it makes the stool harder, it makes your poop harder. So it's important to drink enough water, or else too much fiber can also help you can also make you constipated or worsen the constipation that you already have. So it's important to drink enough water, because water along with fiber, fluids, water along with fiber will be a good idea. I forgot the exact reason, but I think by layman logic, water makes friction less and whatnot. But of course, there must be science to it. I don't know too much, but fiber along with water makes better sense. And because fiber also adds bulk to the stool, makes it harder. So to make things smooth, also ensure that you just don't take fiber. Also drink enough fluids, drink enough water. Don't drink probably unhealthy stuff like I don't know, Pepsi, Coca-Cola and all that. Fluids, always go for water, plain water, right? That's what I do. That's what I suggest you do, and advise you do if you want to take an advice, free advice. Though I don't generally give free advice very easily, only on my YouTube videos, I think, nowhere else. YouTube videos and any content that I make, not in person generally, usually. If I do, I am sorry. I gently ask sorry when I give unsolicited advice, free advice and whatnot. Cool. So that's all I had to talk about. Fiber and complex carbohydrates. It's crazy how you eat something healthy and then it leads to gas in some cases. But that's how it is. I guess that's why a lot of people who eat all the unhealthy stuff, because it's all processed, your body can easily absorb them and all that, so they don't probably fart so much. And I always wonder, why are there so many problems with me? Other people are just all good. A lot of other people are not eating that much healthy stuff. Some people do eat healthy stuff. They ensure that they keep it in moderate amounts, proper amounts, appropriate amounts. Moderation is key. That's what Google Gemini keeps telling me when I ask about food stuff, diet stuff, nutrition stuff to it. And then finally it says consult a nutritionist, and I'm like, okay, sure. And I simply read online. But yeah, I'll be sure to probably get a trusted nutritionist for myself soon. I don't know when that soon is, but for now I'm just learning stuff online, learning science, learning about the gut and whatnot. So yeah, overeating in general is not a great idea. Including overeating, fiber, and any healthy stuff or unhealthy stuff, overeating is not a good idea. So overeating is bad even for healthy things like fiber, complex carbohydrates, healthy food that you think of and whatnot. One more tidbit: overeating can actually cause your, I think it's called lower esophageal sphincter, LES, to actually weaken, causing it to actually so basically lower esophageal sphincter is the thing that sits between your esophagus and your stomach, and it blocks the stomach acids from coming up, right? And it becomes weak when you overeat, and because your stomach is struggling, I guess, and all that stuff, there is some science to it. And when it becomes weak or whatever, it basically lets out the stomach acid, and that's what comes up and comes up as like acid reflux, and gives you weird feelings, and like makes it very painful and whatnot, heartburns and stuff like that, I guess, happens. So overeating is not really a good idea at all in general. Just wanted to say that. I'll probably talk about that when I learn more about it. So that's all I had for this video, talking about fiber, complex carbohydrates, and the LES, which is the lower esophageal sphincter. I think I'm pronouncing it right, I'm not sure. So that's all I had for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.